Before I ask you about it, do you find it surprising? What is your reaction to the fact that now, in order to be punk, in order to be transgressive and mischievous and dissident and to indulge in all of the things, you have to be a conservative. You have to be like for Christianity, where, in some way, whether or not you're Christian, you just want it to exist. You have to be conservative, or at very least a libertarian.
Yeah, no, well, I think there's a movement now of kids who realize that if they want to feel the naughty things that the subversive cultures of the past provide to youth, is to, like, listen, I'm sure there are so many kids out there who don't even know anything about politics but are going to vote for Trump just because they want to piss off social justice warriors.
Exactly. Trump is like
something that your older media doesn't understand, but you understand very well.
I get it. None of my colleagues seem to understand this, but like those MAGA hats are, doing for this generation what Antichrist Superstar did for mine.
Yeah. It's fucked up how that shift, it's almost like we're living in like a dystopia, which is cool, whatever. But I think all those youthful kids are really just seeking for an outlet now to be bad and dangerous, because now all the things in their mainstream culture has been normalized as any kind of taboo, anything. They want to normalize everything. So the only ostracized people left are Republicans and Christians. So they're like, fuck it, I'm going to church. That's going to be
I have literally got more religious in the last 4 years since I have been on these college campuses reading about social justice warriors, like feminists, Black Lives Matter. It's pushed me to God. I'm serious. Like it really has. I've never been a good Catholic. I mean, like my mother is Jewish, and I was brought up Catholic by my dad's side of my family, and I've never been like a really good Catholic or anything like that. I kind of rediscovered it about 8 years ago when I met a friend who was very Catholic, and sort of I got back into the church. But this has made me like it's shoved me back into the church, not because I'm kind of retreating in horror from the pace of social change, but just because it feels like the cool thing to do.
Yeah. And also, it's funny because it's like what Camille Paglia said about Madonna, like the reason that erotica and deeper and all that dark shit was so dark because she was rebelling against her Catholic father. Now we're going to see boys and girls rebelling against their liberal parents. And
look at what happens when I go, when I went to Santa Barbara and these kids, wearing these red hats, which is like the track marks of 2016, wearing these red hats, carrying me aloft on a litter like Cleopatra. This is like ritualistic behavior around an icon of dissidence and mischief. That is exactly what we were doing in the 90s when we were, when I was like, I was in Versace, but anyway, when people were like in black, with eyeliner and stuff for Marilyn Manson, that's what was happening.
Hyper glamour. Yeah, you guys are kind of the gatekeepers now of hyper glamour because the mainstream has just completely made all glamour destroyed. And even when they try to use subversive glamour, they become fucking pussies on Twitter and complain about it.
Exactly. And now it's become actually sort of the emptiest and least interesting kind of glamour. It's become the Trump glamour. It's become the marble and gilt mirrors, the over-the-top Rococo Baroque Versailles kind of glamour, which is easy glamour.
It's a response.
Easy glamour. There are better and more interesting, ways to be glamorous than that. But that's all we have now.
Yeah, tanning beds, bleaching your hair.
Fuck you. How about you go fuck yourself?
You know what I mean? Like, it's serious. I'm serious though. Like, and do you know why though? Like, you can see a lot of women and men also there. It's kind of interesting now that I think about it. Their rebellion against that normalization of subversion is them actually making themselves be the hottest they can be, the most architecturally American, and that's their kind of punk for them. That's like the punk for them. That's how they're experiencing taboo and transgression being hot. How fucked up is that?
I literally, and I feel this. I feel like I'm being...
you're the fucking leader of it. Are you kidding?
I feel like I'm being bad when I look good. Because I know that because if I wanted to be popular, I would be fat, I would have blue hair, I would have a nose piercing, and I'd be whining about how it's all someone else's fault.
I can't believe how they normalize septum piercings. That blows my fucking mind. Like septums, like in 2007, if you had a septum, it was like what the fuck? Like you're fucked up. You know, you're
no, it's
fucking
like if you even still have a septum, you know, like you haven't been doing enough drugs, and now they're putting a hole in it in a different way, I guess.